Starting timer now and opening. In a Disney show called Mulan, we can see that Mulan is a warrior. She wants to go into war to fight for her father. She disguises herself as a man, which is very highly illegal and inappropriate in this culture. But she does it anyway because she wanted to protect her father. So she fights, and by the end of the movie, she defeats the Huns, and everybody underestimated her for her beauty, her grace, and her power. And this leads me to the quotation today of, "You're always amazed by how brutal people can be." And I believe that Navad Tamar is saying that we don't see each other. And I can agree with this by saying that we all have our own creative dangers. And so we can first look at this by looking at the argument of we need to step out to be better. And we treat those that are different from us poorly. So first looking at our first argument of stepping out to be better. We are our own creative danger. We step out and it's seen as a danger. These are things that people don't understand right away. We don't see each other. But we can see through the bystander effect and through a godness that standing out is okay. So the bystander effect talks about how you could be sitting on the sideline of a bully and some people are bullying one another, but you're sitting on the sideline, you're laughing, you're not doing anything about it. But there's always that one person that's going to step out, that's going to make the difference. We need that one person to step out, to stand up to the bully. And we need to that person, and that is a person like a Adonis. A goddess is a Greek woman from 300 BCE, and she was wanting to be a doctor. But in this time and age, there was no women doctors. So she hid herself as a man, she disguised herself, she went to medical school, she learned everything she could, and suddenly a woman was pregnant and having her baby, but she didn't want a man to touch her. So she finally revealed her identity as a woman and showed that she could take care of her. Soon, many, many women came because they wanted Adonis to treat her, which allowed more women to become doctors. She was the first women doctor, and she allowed for many women doctors that we see today. So by looking at both the bystander effect and a godness, we can see that we need to step out to be better because we all have our own creative dangers. And then looking at my second argument of we treat those that are different from us poorly. We treat those that are different from us poorly, and without standing out and having that creative danger inside of us, we won't see each other. And we can first look at this through the autism versus Asperger's definition in the DSM-5, as well as the movie Wonder. First, looking at autism and Asperger's in the DSM-5. The DSM-5 is a massive book that's used by many mental health professionals and other professionals to diagnose mental health issues, such as autism or Asperger's. Now, up to the DSM-5, the DSM-1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there have been many minor changes. But after 4, we made some drastic changes as we learned more about mental health, which included Asperger's and autism. Many people who had Asperger's were now being placed with the label of autism, where the autism has many different spectrums and levels, and Asperger's is just one, but they were all categorized into this one category, which makes us all see those who have autism differently. And this brings me up to the show of Wonder. Wonder shows the story of a kid who was born with facial defects. He had had many surgeries to look as good as he did, and the show shows him as going through school and learning to not be afraid of his face, to show people who he is and who he wants to be. And we can see that he has wonderful things that he wants to do with his life. He wants to be an astronaut. He wants to make friends. He loves to be at camp, and he loves to go out with his friends. And we can see this only through the movie as Wonder and as Augie starts to grow and learn as who he is. And we can see how good of a person he is when we first treated him so poorly because of the look of his face. So both autism and Asperger's and Wonder show us that we treat those that are different than us extremely poorly. Going back to the quotation today of, you're always amazed by how brutal people could be. I believe that Navatamara is trying to say that we don't see one another. And we can agree with this because we all have a creative danger within us. We need to step out to be better, like a godness did, and the bystander effect, to have somebody step out. And then looking at how we treat those that are different than us extremely poorly by looking at autism versus Asperger's in the DSM-5 and the movie Wonder. Going back to Mulan, she was treated differently when everybody found out she was a woman. But she still came back and still fought for the emperor. And she defeated the Huns because that was what she wanted to do, to step out and be better.